I'm Bailey Bates. Here are your headlines from Central Texas. They're known for their bright feathers and distinctive calls, but in one Coppers Cove neighborhood, peacocks are causing more frustration than fascination. City officials are now asking residents to stop feeding the birds as complaints about property damage and aggressive behavior continue to grow.
These colorful birds may look like they belong in a zoo or on a ranch, but for residents in Coppers Cove's House Creek neighborhood, they become uninvited neighbors.
Just like any other wild animal, they do have their dangers.
City officials recently asked residents to stop feeding the peacocks as their population appears to be growing. And according to police, this isn't a new problem. The birds have called this area home for decades.
Probably about 2 decades ago, we had a citizen that lived in just outside of the incorporated city limits, and he had these peacocks on his property. That person had passed away, and the peacocks escaped from the property, were released, made their way into what is now the House Creek North area.
Since then, the birds have thrived, and while they may be beautiful, officials say people should remember they're still wild animals.
Anytime somebody presents a danger to them, they're going to do what a wild animal would do and try to protect themselves. As far as dangers, it wouldn't be any more dangerous than maybe like a goose at the city park, but they will certainly come after you, peck at you, things of that nature. And if you have small children, that's certainly something to be concerned about.
But the biggest complaints aren't necessarily about people. They're about property.
Because it is a bird, fecal matter gets everywhere. They do fly, so it gets on houses, it gets on people's porches, on their vehicles.
So why not just round them up? Officials say that's easier said than done. The peacocks can fly, they often avoid traps, and sometimes the traps catch everything except the peacocks.
We've made attempts before to put out traps to capture them. However, the traps are not specific to the type of bird, and they capture everything. So cats get caught in them. The birds are pretty smart as well, so if you put feed inside of it, sometimes they'll just reach through it and grab the feed rather than go inside.
For now, the city hopes residents will reduce the problem by not feeding the birds, while officials look for long-term solutions.
Counter says they plan to reach out to ranchers and exotic animal experts in the area for help dealing with the peacock population. For people experiencing homelessness in Killeen, a new source of help is taking shape. Some local services are facing funding challenges and cutbacks, but one ministry is stepping in to fill that void. 6 News anchor Adriana Alexander joins us with a look at a new resource for families needing help.
As the need for homeless services continues in Killeen.
People that we hear out on the streets right now, I don't have a job. Well, what's stopping you from getting a job? ID. I don't have a ride. I don't have this. I don't have this.
Armor of God Outreach Ministries volunteers say their work is needed now more than ever.
We believe this is what we was called to, and so God's put it on our hearts.
Last week, the city of Killeen denied the request to fund the local shelter Families in Crisis about $350,000, forcing them to scale back operations. Volunteer Graham LeCaze says this is why the ministry services are desperately needed.
And we're about to go inside the Armor of God. This used to be the Zips Cleaners.
Pastor John Hahn purchased a more than 22,000 square foot building in Killeen that was once a dry cleaners. Him and his team's goal now is to turn it into a resource hub for the homeless.
We already have a computer room. We got a washer and dryer room. We got 300 mailboxes. This is going to be a thrift store. It's going to be showers, 3 showers here, 3 showers there, men and women's. And this is where I'm going to have my classroom at for PTSD, anger management, anxiety, depression.
What's so great about what they're doing here is that the homeless will have somewhere to go during the day. A lot of the times they have to go to the local park to get some sort of shade or water, but now they have somewhere to go 24/7 when they're in need.
There's still a lot of work to be done.
We got some issues with our roof and with our fire system.
But organizers say the long-term benefit for those experiencing homelessness will far outweigh the work still ahead.
We're going to list these needs of the individuals and let's start getting counselors and people that we can link them up with that can help them meet those needs.
A great thing they are doing. Those are your headlines from Central Texas.